don't know how you know.
This can't be real. This can't be real. Oh, okay, it's real.
Hello everybody and welcome, this is Comodin Cam. In today's video we are going to be dissecting the first teaser trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beasts, which is scheduled to come out next June of 2023. If you haven't already, check out my full breakdown of the teaser trailer. You can also check out my initial live reaction as well. I'm only going to be talking about the robot characters that you didn't notice at first glance, but if you look very closely you can see robot modes of the Maximals and Terracons. And to keep all updated on Transformers Rise of the Beast news, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to get all updates instantly. Now let's talk about the main two, that being Cheetor and Rhinox. We can see them transform into their robot modes as the Maximals and Autobots charge at the Predacons with Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal. Now let's start off with Cheetor. We can tell this is Cheetor just based on his design silhouette, and he looks very much like his Season 1 Beast Wars counterpart, mixed in a bit with Beast Machines there. Which, for the most part, I quite enjoy some of the Beast Machines design. We're talking about the designs, not the show. I feel like those designs kind of merge into one because we can see a little bit of a Season 2 Beast Wars Cheetor as well. And when it comes to Rhinox, well, he only had one design, a consistent design, and this is a good modernized version of that. Rhinox looking pretty cool there. Rhinox is one of my favourite Beast Wars characters, so it's good to see him get the same love and treatment of his original counterpart. Now we also get a glimpse of some Predacons and Terracons, it seems, in this ending teaser trailer. We've got Battletrap here, kind of a second in command of the Terracons, charging into battle, going up against Optimus Primal. But then on the left there, you can see a character that kind of resembles Nightbird. So Nightbird is in this movie, and it is known to be a vehicle mode, but then it also appears that in robot mode, Nightbird can just fly around as she wishes. And hey, I know it's just a little bit of a glimpse and you can't see it all that clearly just based on the trailer and the CGI, you know, the frame rate, it just doesn't lock on that perfect. But hey, you can tell this is pretty much going to be Nightbird and she looks pretty badass. Very, very cool. Now I guess it's time to talk about Optimus Primal, the last kind of main big character we see in his robot mode in this shot. And wow, Optimus Primal looking very robust. He's definitely not like his previous versions. It kind of blends in a bit of Beast Machines a bit, kind of like that slim, kind of muscly bard look in some areas. I mean, he looks like a warrior without a doubt, and his battle mask is on. Just wow. It's pretty menacing. You know, Optimus Primal is someone you don't really want to mess around with on the battlefield. You know, depending how long he's been fighting as well, this guy seems like a full-on warrior. Not kind of like the explorer type as he was back in Beast Wars. The only thing I'd criticise about this design is that it's a bit too dull in its colours. It just needs a few more just to make it pop out some more. I think that will do the design a lot of good. And, you know, just the all black and, you know, we've got a bit of rust in some areas. It's just like, come on, can we just have a few more colours pop out? I mean, we do get to see him use his weapons. He has a mace and then a staff. It's like they can kind of combine into two. I know it's just the way how the trailer is edited, no doubt. But still very cool. Now we have other characters here on the side of this shot, and you just can't make out who they are. Probably just foot soldiers of either the Terracons or Predacons, because we will be getting Predacons in this movie, even though we haven't really seen any yet. And when we have a character shot here of Battletrap charging, but on the side we can just see like this exoskeleton thing. Not a particular important character. It's probably either just a foot soldier or the potential Reek character. Yeah, so we got new voice casting details, and Toby Nwigwe is voicing a character called Reek. We have no idea who that is. Probably just a side character, and this could be him. Now we don't really get a good shot of Airazor in her robot mode, just really the beast mode, and the beast mode is pretty much faithful as she was in Generation 1. The only thing we have to go on when it comes to a robot mode is the Studio Series figure. Well, maybe. There's two different alternate versions of that mode, so I don't know, any one of them could be plausible. I'm probably going to go with the one on the right, but hey, you know, I think both look really cool. Alright, now I'll talk about Scourge, who will be voiced by Peter Dinklage. This is the big baddie, the main villain of the whole movie, and he looks badass. I mean, his insignia is literally his head, so it gives me Tarn vibes. Part of me kind of wishes they just called him Tarn. But hey, nonetheless, Scourge getting his own kind of character arc is actually pretty cool. You know, he's had quite a few fair amount of alternate designs throughout the years, from a sweep to an Optimus Prime deco, and now we've got him in his own mode as a Terracon, looking pretty badass. You know, him taking on Bumblebee there. He's definitely a threat. Yes, he's definitely someone you don't want to mess with. He's very much like Lockdown in Age of Extinction, kind of a bounty hunter. He captures all the insignias of his victims and displays them on himself. Okay, now let's talk about the Autobots. We have Mirage. Now, Mirage is this anti-authority kind of figure. He has an attitude on him, basically. And while he is adopting a Porsche car mode, which originally is known as Jazz, of course. But hey, you know, this is something reinventive. It doesn't always have to be strict to G1. And the character personality doesn't really fit Jazz. I think Steven Caple Jr. just really wanted a Porsche in his movie. We also have a shot here of him in his robot mode. And you know what? This design is actually pretty cool. It resembles a little bit of Generation 1 Mirage in terms of its blue colours, but you know, for a completely fresh design, I think this is pretty good. And I'm glad that they are not making all the characters like strictly G1, you know, at least they have that kind of silhouette, like you could tell the resemblance is there, but just give us something new, something a bit more modernized. There's only one character I kind of have a complaint about this, and that's it. But Mirage is actually a pretty unique looking design, and he looks really cool. I like the face is really good. And while we're on the topic, I'll talk about the one design that I'm not so keen on, and that is Wheeljack. Now, I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually see the front of the design. I'm just making assumptions based on the back of him, and a little glimpse we can see a little bit there. He's probably the one design where I'm like, could you have just at least given him the head? Because you can just tell from the back here that he's not got his like light up antennas like he did in the Bumblebee movie, because we got RC, who's very much like a good revamp of the Bumblebee design, but then you got Wheeljack here just looking, I don't know, the colours just look plain. It just looks a bit boring. I mean, the camper van looks nice because that's what it is, but you know, when you see it in like a robot mode, those colours, it just kind of makes the design look a bit dullish. I mean, it doesn't matter. My mum's going to be happy nonetheless because she's obsessed with the Volkswagen camper vans. But still, it's like, come on, just a bit more colour. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of those colours, I should say, actually. I mean, I just love the original G1 Wheeljack head design, and I think it's been modernised and revamped so many times in such a perfect way. It's just an iconic robot design. It just helps make the Autobots kind of stand out more. I mean, it's just a nitpick after all. I'll reserve judgment until I actually get to see the full robot mode of Wheeljack. And since I've already mentioned RC, let's talk about RC. She looks amazing, honestly. I am all for RC supremacy here. She looks like such a badass. The blend of colours from pink to red. Of course, she's now got a red alt mode, but she's still got a bit of pink in her. You know, she's still RC as we remember. And I think her head design has been massively, I say massively, improved from the Bumblebee movie, because I've always felt like that head design was a bit too anime-esque for me. It's a bit Robot Ex Machina kind of feels, but this kind of blends it in and kind of just fleshes it out just a little bit more, and heck, she just looks cool. You know, I've already got the Studio Series figure of her, and I'll be definitely getting the Studio Series version of the Rise of the Beasts. Now, Optimus Prime's design has hit a lot of controversy just due to the nature of the CGI not being finished, and then there's also arguments with composition. I truly believe that the CGI is not yet finished and it's going to look rough. It's just like Age of Extinction all over again. When that teaser trailer came out, it was not polished, and then when the movie came out, it was a lot better than what it was before. So I feel like Optimus Prime will get that same kind of treatment. Yes, the mouth, regardless if the CGI is finished or not, does look kind of weird, and does it really work on this design? I mean, people just adored the original Bumblebee design of Optimus Prime. He just looks badass. The amount of toys that his design has gotten, it's just insane, really. It really is the perfect Optimus Prime, so anything new or anything that could kind of taint that for people is going to get hit with some criticisms, and this definitely has hit some criticisms. I truly believe that when the CGI is finished and it's all been fleshed out, it will look a lot better, but I can understand people's complaints. It's just because the B Optimus Prime design is just perfect. So there we have it, guys, all the robot modes revealed in the teaser trailer. Now that's all we've got so far. The next trailer or TV spot will probably drop in February, and that's when the Super Bowl is, and we all know Hollywood movies love to get in on the Super Bowl. and Transformers has a big history with the Super Bowl. So that's all I'm going to be talking about in this video today. Like I mentioned at the start, check out my full trailer breakdown where I cover the whole trailer, including story details and things you might have missed, and check out my live reaction as well, as I was pretty excited watching this teaser trailer. Anyway guys, this has been Comodin Cam. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to get all updates instantly. This has been Comodin Cam, and until the next video, goodbye.